This is your news source evening bulletin for today, Thursday, the 9th day of April in the year 2026. I'm Gordon Mosley reporting. Now here's what we're tracking tonight. The government of Guyana and the government of St. Kitts-Nevis have signed 3 memoranda of understanding as the 2 Caribbean nations seek to deepen their ties. The signing of the MOUs paved the way for the countries to strengthen their collaboration in security, agriculture, and food security, along with government modernization. On security, the MOU provides a framework for bilateral cooperation between Guyana and St. Kitts-Nevis in the areas of non-lethal defense and security cooperation. That MOU was signed by the Chief of Defense Staff of the Guyana Defense Force, Brigadier Omar Khan, and the Commander of the St. Kitts-Nevis Army, Commander Kaide Sutton. In agriculture, the MOU will promote and strengthen cooperation and collaboration in the areas of agriculture and food security through the development of a strategic partnership for the mutual benefit of both countries and the wider Caribbean. On government modernization, it is envisioned that both governments will work together to enhance wider government capabilities and also enhance performance systems across ministries and government entities. In addition to the MOUs, President Irfan Ali also formally welcomed St. Kitts and Nevis as a member of the Global Biodiversity Alliance, the international voluntary platform launched in July by Guyana to unite biodiversity-rich nations, indigenous leaders, and partners to combat biodiversity loss.
Welcome you as a member of the Global Biodiversity Alliance, and to say to you that you are now part of this massive undertaking in safeguarding biodiversity that is linked to the survival of our pharmaceutical industry, linked to the survival of culture, heritage, and of course, the survival of our planet. At a time when in the last 50 years, we have lost more than 60% of our biodiversity. Today, we are part of this movement to protect and rebuild this great asset of our world. Welcome.
The Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis, Dr. Terence Drew, said his country is pleased to be part of the alliance, adding that biodiversity forms part of the country's agenda.
We want to create a sustainable island state. Biodiversity is a fundamental challenge. So for us, this is natural. After this, I also want to say that the President mentioned something. I'm a medical doctor by training. We know that a lot of our pharmaceuticals come from the earth, come from the land, come from the natural environment. The biodiversity is critically important to ensure that we continue to discover those drugs, those pharmaceuticals that are important for life.
The Prime Minister and the team was on an official visit to Guyana to meet with President Irfan Ali and other government officials on Wednesday. More news coming up in just a moment.
It all starts with one. Maybe it's one look, you know the one, or one touch, even one word. It can start with one step, or one promise, one thrill, one first time, one deep breath, one leap of faith, one day to remember, or one night to forget. One moment, so many stories that make up one crazy, average, everyday, fabulous life. We get one life, just one. Make your move. It all starts with one.
Dead the horse with Bowser.
This is your time.
Yeah, but we didn't get all we needed last Christmas, and now we can.
Republic Bank Cash Bonanza.
Let's renovate our home and purchase appliances.
And plan a trip with the kids.
Or buy a new car.
Republic Bank Cash Bonanza. Same day approvals. Apply in person or safely online. Plus a chance to win lots of prizes. This is your time to get what you need. Republic Bank Cash Bonanza.
Linden Town Week 2026 has just gotten bigger. Join Go Mosley Entertainment on Thursday, the 30th of April at the Retrieve Hard Court in Linden for Big Woman Still Got Your Things, the official Linden Town Week Big People Party. And for the first time in Linden, live on stage, the Queen of Soca, Alison Hines. 3 one-man bands and the 1-woman band. Advance tickets are $5,000. Get your tickets at World Access Top-Up Shop on Republic Avenue, Mackenzie, Barnes Taxi in Mackenzie, Shemaine's Bar in the Mackenzie Market, R&T Clothing World in the Mackenzie Market, Shabba Hardware at 1 Mile Wisma, and Go Mosley Radio on Church Street in Georgetown. The Linden Town Week Big People Party 2026 with Allison Hines, compliments of Banks Beer, XM Rums, GT Beer, drink responsibly, One Communications, Church's Chicken, Sheriff Security, 592 Tees, Star Party Rentals, Fireside Grill, and Go Mosley Radio.
London, are you ready? This Town Week, we'll turn the heat all the way up. On Saturday, May 2nd, the ultimate experience. Team Rodney's Regional All Black. Dark Night at the Retrieve Ground Mackenzie. Performing live, straight out of Jamaica. 450. And turning up the stage, Jamal. Plus, special guest performance from Linden's very own, One Dan. Hosted by the unstoppable Gully Rez. Music powered by an all-star DJ lineup. Tickets are moving fast. Early Bird General $5,000. Stage front VIP $15,000. Elevated all-inclusive VIP $35,000. Grab yours now in Georgetown at HJ Box Office, Fireside Suite, and Freddy's Stop Rock Market in London at Rodney's Court. Word Access Top-Up Shop at Hexton Online and Tropical Reflections. Team Rodney, Regional All Black. It's not just a party, it's an experience.
Let's tell you now that Guyana will continue to lead economic growth in Latin America and the Caribbean, according to the World Bank and its latest economic update for April. Guyana remains the only country in the Latin America and Caribbean region that will experience double-digit growth this year and next year, with a projection of 16.3% growth for this year and a 23.5% growth for next year. According to the report, Guyana's oil-driven surge continues to lift the sub-regional average in 2026, while Trinidad and Tobago benefits intermittently from gas-related activity. Suriname is also playing a key role in the region's growth, the report found, noting that while it is not yet experiencing an oil-led surge, it is beginning to see growth supported by investment and expectations linked to its recent offshore discoveries. On the other hand, the report noted that growth in the rest of the Caribbean has been moderate, as tourism-dependent economies face softer external demand, high import and energy costs, and climate-related vulnerabilities. It said the result is an increasingly dual-track outlook within the sub-region, and the widening contrast underscores the growing divergence between resource-rich countries and the remainder of the region. Further, the report noted that if there is no reduction in uncertainty, especially in the Middle East, and real financing costs, the region's acceleration is likely to remain measured rather than broad-based. It said beyond these pockets of strength, most of the region has continued to grow only slowly in 2026. The combination of easier financing conditions this year and favorable commodity prices remains insufficient to overcome the drag from persistent trade tensions, policy uncertainty, limited fiscal buffers, and weak private demand. According to the report, the region entered 2026 with growth still constrained by long-standing structural challenges, with the regional GDP growth projected to reach 2.1% this year, which will be slightly below the 2.4% recorded last year. Warning that there are far-reaching implications for the nation's children should child marriage provisions remain in the Marriage Act, the executive director of the Guyana Responsible Parenthood Association, Kobe Smith, said there is nothing stopping the parliaments of Guyana from abolishing all laws that provide for child marriages. While the Marriage Act establishes 18 as the minimum legal age for marriage, sections 31(1), 32(2), 33, 42, and 65 allow exceptions that permit the marriage of persons under the age of 18, including girls as young as 16 years old with parental consent, and even younger in circumstances such as pregnancy. In an interview that will air this Sunday on Sources, Smith said those provisions fly in the face of the Constitution and should be removed entirely.
It is time for us to come to the place to say, are we really in this country supporting children's rights? Yes, we have the Rights of a Child Commission. Yes, we have Child Care Protection Agency. Yes, there are safeguards. Yes, we signed on to the Convention of the Rights of the Child. But the Convention of the Rights of the Child is incorporated into Guyana's Constitution. And Guyana's Constitution says that no law is higher than the Constitution. So the Constitution is supreme law in the country. Now, if the Constitution says that, how can we have provisions in the Marriage Act that is completely inconsistent with the Constitution? Because the Constitution incorporates the Convention of the Rights of the Child that says we always should do what is in the best interest of children, in terms of their welfare, in terms of their health.
He said this year should be the year that the provisions are removed from the Marriage Act. But the GRPA is not waiting with bated breath. Together with the Blossom Inc., the GRPA is organizing a town hall meeting to bring together a wide cross-section of stakeholders, including parents, the government, the parliamentary opposition, the private sector, religious leaders, and the international organizations to discuss the vexing issue. Smith said no child should be subject to a marriage.
No person below the age of 18 should be married. Because if you have a situation like that, and it's even so problematic in the law, that the law in a very indirect and hazy way provides for adults who get young girls pregnant, men who get young girls pregnant, to actually marry them. When you read it, the interpretation you get from it is that you can have perpetrators of violence marrying young girls, and that's a problem.
And he warned that there are far-reaching public health and social implications.
Because how it is that you're going to be having persons below the age of 18 becoming married, they're going to be pregnant, of course. That adds to the stats of adolescent pregnancy. We have to be concerned about whether the adults in the marriage will determine, well, you can't go to any health center for contraceptive. I want more children from you. You can't finish CSEC. I want you to go to university.
According to estimates from Girls Not Brides, 32% of girls in Guyana are married before the age of 18 and 6% before the age of 15, while 12% of boys marry before the age of 18. The figures place Guyana among the countries with the highest prevalence of child and early marriage in Latin America and the Caribbean region.
GCOM is currently conducting a national registration exercise. Who can register? Anyone who will be 14 years or older by June 30, 2026 and is a Guyanese citizen by birth, descent, naturalization, or is a citizen from a Commonwealth country living in Guyana for 1 year or more. It is the civic duty and legal responsibility of all Guyanese who meet the eligibility criteria to apply for registration. By so doing, you will be ensuring that you are issued a national identification card and be included in the official list of electors for future elections, provided you meet all eligibility criteria. This registration exercise will end on May 29, 2026. You need to apply for a transfer if you now live at a different address than the one you were registered at. For more information, contact the GCOM on 225-02779 or visit www.gcom.org.gy.
Dad knows with Bowser.
This is your time.
Yeah, but we didn't get all we needed last Christmas, and now we can.
Republic Bank Cash Bonanza.
Let's renovate our home and purchase appliances.
And plan a trip with the kids.
Or buy a new car.
Republic Bank Cash Bonanza. Same day approvals. Apply in person or safely online. Plus a chance to win lots of prizes. This is your time to get what you need. Republic Bank Cash Bonanza.
Girl Guides Pavilion will have it going on Thursday, 9th of April, when 5-Star General Entertainment and Black Buck Delight send on their annual Easter White and Anything Overseas reunion party. Super Terry and Big P one-man bands, along with Mad Max, Father Moe, and Green Dunks, and Selector Clive's gonna rock you all night.
The vibes are gonna be epic.
Thursday, April 9th, Girl Guides Pavilion is the place to be.
Washi. Hi people. Washing made so easy since I found Washi. Washing me use wash me clothes and I can say Washi soap powder wash clothes so nice. Washi soap powder leave your clothes color bright. Washi soap powder leave me clothes smelling nice, of course. So give thanks to Washi soap powder for doing my laundry right. Keep my clothes color bright. Have me clothes smelling nice for sure. I could not ask for more. Comes in lemon and original. It is a washing machine in a pack. Washi soap powder wash clothes so nice. Washi soap powder leave your clothes color bright. Washi soap powder have my clothes smelling nice, of course.
Distributors located in the Starbrook Market.
Your business is built on hard work, vision, and the drive to succeed. At GBTI, we understand what it takes to grow. That's why we offer Grow, a small business service designed to help your business expand, adapt, and reach its full potential. From new opportunities to new milestones, we're here to support you every step of the way. Grow from GBTI. Progress starts here.
The online passport application portal is expected to be activated within a month, paving the way for Guyanese at home and abroad to access passport services from the comfort of their home. In an interview with reporters on Wednesday, President Irfan Ali explained that a number of back-end processes are being completed to facilitate the capturing of biometric data.
There are a number of things that has to be completed. You know, we have Guyanese all over the world. So right now, if you want a visa for some countries, you have to do this biometrics with an agency. So they are now completing that relationship. And I would say within a month, we should be closer to that.
In September last year, the president said that the application portal was being tested and would have gone live by the end of that year. It is now anticipated that the incoming online passport service would eliminate the long lines at the passport offices across the country, particularly here in Georgetown. The online passport service would complement the already launched border control and e-gate system, as well as the e-passport system. The president said across the public sector, the government is making significant progress as it aggressively rolls out its national digital transformation agenda. The government has already commenced work on electronic birth certificates and death certificates, with systems being migrated to digital platforms to ensure faster processing and greater transparency. In the case of the national payment system, the president said that is also far advanced.
We're also working on the national payment system. So we are advancing work on the national payment system with the e-wallet. I know many banks are now ready to launch theirs. In the coming days, I think we'll be launching some from some of the banks.
President Ali said his government is pursuing technology at a speed and a scale that will allow the country to propel among its competitors. The government has announced that it is moving to establish a digital registry of road users that will provide full access to drivers' information, including previous accidents or any other road traffic-related offenses, to relevant agencies. In announcing the move, Attorney General Anil Nandlal said the initiative is part of the government's plan to ensure roadways and public places are safer and to supplement this current Safe Road initiative. When the registry is updated, full access will be given to the judiciary, the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions, the Prison Service, the Guyana Revenue Authority, and other agencies. The Attorney General said, in line with the President's directives, his office will be working with the Ministry of Home Affairs, the Guyana Police Force, the Ministry of Public Service, and Government Efficiency to bring the registry on stream.
This measure will allow for greater and more efficient enforcement of our road traffic legislative framework, specifically the diligent enforcement of penalties such as the demerit point system that authorizes the suspension and revocation of driver's license for different categories of offenses such as inter alia, drunken driving, and motor manslaughter.
Additionally, the Attorney General said his office is ready with a new wave of legislative amendments to the Motor Vehicle and Road Safety Act and related legislation to address issues such as noise nuisance, including from motor vehicles and littering in public places.
These measures form part of the government's continuing efforts to enhance public safety in Guyana, especially on our roadways and public spaces.
Nandlal also said the registry is a necessary step, saying that the data of previous convictions and offenses are manually stored. He said the updated legislation and new measures will see more persons' license being suspended and or revoked in keeping with the law and commensurate with the offense committed.
This will obviously allow the law enforcement agencies, the judicial authorities, and the relevant important agencies to make decisions and enforce penalties prescribed by the law.
He also said the amendments are being drafted to ensure penalties for various offenses, including noise nuisance. In the world of finance and banking, Citizens Bank Guyana has announced a reduction in its home mortgage interest rates. The bank is also offering more flexible repayment terms aimed at supporting the housing initiative for Guyanese citizens to build or buy new homes across the country. In a release, Citizens Bank said it is offering a tiered interest rate structure to accommodate borrowers at every level, ensuring that loans are accessible and affordable to all citizens. Loans up to $10 million will enjoy a 3.5% interest rate. Loans up to $20 million will enjoy an interest rate of 3.7%. Loans up to $30 million, a 4.95% interest rate. Loans up to $50 million, a 5.0% interest rate. And loans over $50 million, competitive rates will be made available upon application. The bank said in addition to the competitive rates, it is offering 100% construction financing, flexible repayment terms of up to 35 years for qualified borrowers, 48-hour loan approval, home insurance premium discounts, reduced attorney fees, and zero commitment and processing fees. Persons are also being encouraged to switch to Citizens Bank to take advantage of the savings, the bank said. The managing director of the bank, Eaton Chester, said the bank is continuing to support the thousands of Guyanese families who have land or are in the process of acquiring land and are ready to take the next step. Citizens Bank said it will remain there to help them make the next step as accessible and as affordable as possible.
Girl Guides Pavilion will have it going on Thursday, 9th of April, when 5-Star General Entertainment and Black Buck Delight send on their annual Easter White and Anything Overseas reunion party. Super Terry and Big P one-man bands, along with Mad Max, Father Moe, and Green Dunks, and Selector Clive's gonna rock you all night.
The vibes are gonna be epic.
Thursday, April 9th, Girl Guides Pavilion is the place to be.
Linden Town Week 2026 has just gotten bigger. Join Go Mosley Entertainment on Thursday, the 30th of April at the Retrieve Hard Court in Linden for Big Woman Still gotcha things. The official Linden Town Week Big People Party. And for the first time in Linden, live on stage, the Queen of Soca, Alison Hines. Plus 3 one-man bands and the one-woman band. Advance tickets are $5,000. Get your tickets at World Access Top-Up Shop on Republic Avenue, Mackenzie. Barnes Taxi in Mackenzie. Shemaine's Bar in the Mackenzie Market. R&T Clothing World in the Mackenzie Market. Shabba Hardware at 1 Mile Wisma. And Go Mosley Radio on Church Street in Georgetown. The Linden Town Week Big People Party 2026 with Alison Hines. Compliments of Banks Beer, XM Rums, GT Beer, drink responsibly. One Communications, Church's Chicken, Sheriff Security, 592Ts, Star Party Rentals, Fireside Grill, and Go Mosley Radio.
Welcome to Church's New Amsterdam.
20 years of Church's Chickens, you and us and there is nothing missing. So many friends and strangers pass through our doors and they always come back for more. Guyana, the love keeps growing, and we're thankful for the support you are showing. There's so many locations and much more to come. It's gratitude and celebration. Can you feel the love? 20 years of Church's Chickens, you and us, and there is nothing missing. So many friends and strangers pass through our doors, and they always come back for more. Feel the love.
Guyana, up your cash! Over 100 winners! More than $2.5 million in cash and prizes up for grabs. Win cash every week. Plus a chance to up your cash to $500,000. And that's not all. Win back your grocery bill up to $20,000 cash every week. Just grab any Buster Turbo Energy Drink, Fruitopia, Oasis Flavored Water, Fruita, or Viva Sparkling Flavored Water. Look for the code starting with BB, then visit at Buster Guyana on Facebook or Instagram for details. Up your cash today!
Your business is built on hard work, vision, and the drive to succeed. At GBTI, we understand what it takes to grow. That's why we offer Grow, a small business service designed to help your business expand, adapt, and reach its full potential. From new opportunities to new milestones, we're here to support you every step of the way. Grow from GBTI. Progress starts here.
Rapidly transforming, and we're all part of it. Guy Oil is at the forefront of this development by providing reliable and efficient energy and supporting community development from the very core. 100% of Guy Oil's profit goes back to building schools, roads, and other important infrastructure that connects our cities and towns, providing fuel to domestic, marine, industrial, and aerial transportation. Guy Oil has now repositioned itself as a market leader in the petroleum industry, building a better future.
Feel spice power in every sip.
With your regional and international news tonight, I am Svetlana Marshall in the region. A perfect day at the beach ended in horror Wednesday after a runaway jet ski plunged into a vacationing family and killed 7-year-old Angelica Georgie at Pigeon Point, Tobago. Scores of visitors, both local and foreign, were at the popular beach relaxing after the Easter weekend when tragedy struck. According to reports, around 4:30 p.m., Angelica was playing in the water with a large group of relatives within the area designated for bathing only when the jet ski suddenly motored past the barrier and slammed into Angelica, her parents, and her uncle. The jet ski operator never stopped and remained on the run from the police last night. The incident caused massive panic as relatives pulled the bleeding and unconscious child to shore. Lifeguards rushed to their assistance and administered CPR, but Angelica remained unresponsive. Concerned onlookers found a doctor, a UK visitor vacationing on the island, who was at the beach, who also tried in vain to resuscitate the girl. Emergency responders then took her and the injured relatives to the Scarborough General Hospital, where she was later pronounced dead. Kenya has disputed a UN report saying an investigation had found substantiated allegations of sexual abuse involving members of a UN-backed anti-gang force in Haiti that is staffed mostly by Kenyan police officers. In a report dated February 16 and first reported on last week, the UN said 4 allegations of sexual exploitation and abuse from last year against the force had been substantiated by its Human Rights Office. In a letter to UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres this week, Kenya's foreign minister said the allegations had been looked into by a Kenyan board of inquiry and found to be unsubstantiated. Investigations conducted were impartial and shared with all relevant stakeholders, including UN human rights offices, the Kenyan minister wrote. Kenya supplies most of the personnel to the roughly 1,000-strong force, which first deployed in June 2024 to combat the gangs that control most of Haiti's capital. There were widespread sexual abuse and exploitation accusations, including allegations of child victims, against U.S. peacekeepers under the mission in Haiti from 2004 to 2017. Only a few peacekeepers were prosecuted by their home countries. And finally tonight, international news. Israel bombed targets in Lebanon on Thursday, putting the U.S.-Iran ceasefire into further jeopardy after the biggest Israeli attacks on its neighbor of the war killed more than 250 people and threatened to torpedo Donald Trump's truce, Reuters reports. In Pakistan, authorities locked down the capital, Islamabad, in anticipation of the war's first peace talks, cutting off access to a 2-mile zone around the 5-star luxury Serena Hotel. Both the U.S. and Iranian delegations are expected to stay at the hotel, which told all guests to check out until Sunday, as it had been requisitioned for an important event. But there was no sign Iran was lifting its near-total blockade of the Strait of Hormuz, which has caused the worst disruption to global energy supplies in history. Tehran said there would be no deal as long as Israel was striking Lebanon. In the first 24 hours of the ceasefire, just a single oil product tanker and 5 dry bulk carriers sailed through a strait that accommodated 140 ships a day before the war. Israel, which invaded Lebanon last month in parallel with the war in Iran to root out the Iran-aligned armed group Hezbollah, says its actions there are not covered by the ceasefire announced late on Tuesday by Trump. And that's your News Source Evening Bulletin for tonight. I'm Svetlana Marshall, wishing you a pleasant evening.